Hey, I'm Unique Love, aka Yaya, BKA, Shakita Banana, poet, blogger, food enthusiast, therapist, and BFF of Monie.
And I am Simone Loud, aka Monie, poet, writer, audio engineer, mentor, creative director, and Yaya's bestie. And together we are LoveLoudd, LLC.
2008 marks the year we met at the illustrious Clark Atlanta University. 2016 is when we became business partners. And in 2020, we started our lovely podcast, Truth Carpet.
Truth Carpet was inspired by our real life carpet in our dorm room that we sat on with our friends to speak the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Our version of Vegas. What was said on the carpet stayed on the carpet.
On our podcast, we will share original poems, discuss spicy topics, and quench your thirst with this here tea.
So grab your drink and let's get into it.
Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of Truth Carpet with your girl, Unique Love. Shakita Banana, also known as Ya Yizzle, Ya Skittles, Ya Biddles. I'm here with my best friend, Mo to the E to the.
Mo to the E to the. I like y'all Skittles though. I like y'all Skittles.
That's what Kia calls me.
Well, y'all Skittles it is. Go ahead, Kia, with the nickname.
I don't know who started it. I think the boys started it, and then Kia just stuck with it. She still calls me that.
I love it. I'm going with that one. I'm on Team Kid with y'all Skittles.
I'm on Shakita Banana.
You're the only one on Shakita Banana.
You look so cute today. That rhymes too.
This is how I look when I go teach. We're actually back in person now, little by little.
How do you feel about that?
I miss in-person interaction with students. So they're starting with like high priority students that need, I guess like a bit more attention, that haven't really been engaging online, just to make sure that they are participating.
So children who do better in person.
Right, who could use additional help in person. So they're starting with that. So they're calling them learning hubs. And then I don't know how they're going to start transitioning back into the school year. That'll be interesting to see, but I'm excited that they're starting to do something. So of course they're taking the right protocols as far as making sure that, you know, they're checking your temperature, making sure they have hand sanitizers at certain stations, wiping down stations, making sure students have the same computer for the entire time they're at the hub, not mixing student groups together and things like that, making sure they're with the same group for the entire period of the hub. So I'm excited. I'm really am excited. As an educator, it's really important for me to have that in-person interaction with students and actually like talk to them and be able to look them in the eye and ask them how they're doing, you know?
I can't imagine how it is. Like when I talk to my clients, the kids about school, I'm like, kudos to you. If you're struggling, I see how normal it could be for you. But, you know, just do your best, because I remember in grad school, you know, for college, we went to class in person. And in school, we grew up going to class in person. You know, I got to say this stuff just in case, you know, 2,350 that year, people listening to this podcast, they can know what we're talking about. But in grad school, I had a class that was hybrid. And 2 weeks we did in class, 2 weeks we did in person. And we all hated it so much. Like, there's nothing like being in class, in person, having that one-on-one attention, socialization, all that stuff is important. So yeah, I can't imagine. I'm sure it was like really exciting to be in person with your students and for them to see y'all as well. It's like a different atmosphere.
Right. I especially feel for the students whose first year it is to actually like be in high school or be in college and not have the on-campus experience. It's like, oh my gosh, I couldn't imagine being at a new school and not going to class, meeting new people, making new friends. I'm not making any new friends in my high school or college freshman experience. Maybe in like some online form. I'm sure they have different ways that they connect nowadays. I really don't know. I mean, this is showing my age a little bit, but I don't know how they connect nowadays. But I'm sure they have their ways of communicating online in some form or fashion. But I definitely feel for them. Like even last year, my sister didn't get to graduate because of the pandemic. Like I feel like she got robbed of an experience of walking across the stage and getting her high school diploma. Like she did it. She made it through.
So she graduated, but she didn't get the experience of having a big
Exactly.
graduation.
She was the last
And like, what
one.
about
And she didn't get
prom?
that either.
That
It really
sucks.
does.
People look towards people look forward to that. So that sucks.
Yeah, I'm definitely hopeful and excited about how things are going to start transitioning again. But I feel like it may come to a point where they're going to offer half and half as far as being in person and being online, like having some students come a few times a week and then having some students like split it up and then have the other students online. I don't know, but
That's how they're doing it here in I don't know about Jersey. Yeah, Jersey too. Jersey and New York, that's how they're having it. Some kids, you sign up if you want to come in person. You sign up if you want to go to school. Some schools, they have it where you come on Monday, Wednesday. The other kids come Tuesday, Thursday. A lot of schools are doing it differently.
exciting times.
But that's good that you're able to go back in person. I'm glad that you're enjoying it. Make sure that you stay safe because I don't want no
Absolutely.
problems.
Hey, I wear
I
my
don't want
mask,
no problems.
honey. I wear my mask and do my eyebrows.
Oh my God.
That's all they see anyway, my eyes and my eyebrows.
But other than that, how are you doing?
I'm actually really good. I'm really good. I've been, you know how I am with my time management and just trying to figure out what works best for myself. And I finally think I have the best thing that works for me. And I think I should share it with other people just in regards to like my process and how I got to where I am and how I'm able to get so much done in a certain amount of time. Because you only got 24 hours in a day, and I've been getting my 8 hours in of sleep and still being able to accomplish things that I need to accomplish, which I think helps in regards to being able to time manage so many different things and get so many things done. But some people be like, you're always working. Yeah, during certain times. I'm not working
Yeah.
all the time, I promise. I just took myself to brunch last weekend, so I'm not always working. So,
Okay, brunch. I didn't know
exactly.
about this. Who was you?
Yeah, it was a solo brunch, so don't worry, I didn't go with anyone.
Okay, I won't be jealous.
But how are you doing? How have you been? We nosy.
Girl. No. Think I got no. Like I've been working so hard to not even just catch up with my progress notes for work, but to be ahead of the game for my progress notes. Like some notes that's not even due until tomorrow, I did it on Friday. And I hate being behind.
Ooh, I feel you on that.
Yeah, so I got behind because just like different things have been going on in my life, or I feel like I wasn't really having time to myself. But then I started using that too much, like enjoying my time too much that I was getting behind. So trying to figure out some balance. But other than work, I've been doing okay, starting to reincorporate my friends into my life because at first it was nerve wracking to be around different people. Like at first with COVID, trying to stick around the same group of people, the same little link of friends. So of course I see one friend because we work together, but other people, my friends have been my family because it's not like yeah, I can hang out with these people, but it's like when you talk about sex. Like, oh, if you had sex with Joshua and Joshua had sex with Rebecca and Rebecca had sex with Tom, y'all basically all kind of had sex together. Like that's how they used to teach you in school. So it's the same thing about COVID. Like if I'm hanging out with Simone and Simone hanging out with Priscilla and Priscilla hanging out with Josh, y'all all hung out together. And you don't know who Josh hanging out with, so he could get the virus and give it to you. Same
Right.
thing like STDs. So anyway, recently within the last few months, I've been spending time with certain people. Of course, we get the COVID test beforehand, but it's been nice to do that. I'm really looking forward to some of my friends who are getting a vac. So I'm like, you got the vaccine and you COVID free. Okay, come over. We about to have a game night. Like I'm really looking forward towards doing something bigger because it was crazy that when I got used to or excited to have company, like my taco night that I had, I was looking forward to game night, just hosting different events at my house instead of just always going out to eat and stuff. Just get everybody together. But then that's when COVID hit right after I had that taco party. So I am looking forward to what's coming up because just like I said about the kids in school, socialization in general is important for the soul.
Oh,
Like I
yes.
need it. I need it.
I need it. Like this
I
episode of
need, I
SpongeBob.
need, I need, I need, I need, I need. Oh man. All right. So that's our check in. We're feeling good, feeling great. You looking good and radiant over there.
You know how it is. It's happy hour when the
Skin
sun is
popping,
on the side of
outfit
my
looking cute.
window.
All right, let's go ahead, girl, and give them the campus rundown.
All right, girl. Y'all know what time it is. It is time for the campus rundown where you find out every single thing that is happening in this here episode. This is Truth Carpet Season 2, Episode 6. And in today's icebreaker, Yaya and I will be doing something special by pulling affirmation cards and sharing what they are and what they mean to us. In Suite 223, in our poetic suite, I will be sharing a poem from LoveLoudd Volume 2 entitled Love on Hold. Next up, we're heading over to the cab, sitting down, having a little something to eat, getting some tea, because we are talking about stress. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, the word stress. We've all heard it, and at some point in time, we all have felt it, and we deal with it in different ways. And we're going to be talking exactly about what we do when we deal with stress and how we recognize it in our bodies. And of course, you know, in our dorm story segment, we have a scenario for you in regards to stress. And last but not least, in our announcements, our community news segment, you know, there's always something for everybody. So stay tuned to the end to find out what we have for you. All right, girl, you ready to go ahead and roll on over to this icebreaker?
Yes, girl.
Okay, then. Is that you walking over there?
Yeah.
I want some walking theme music. Let's see. Doop, 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 doop. I'm skipping. Doop.
All right, y'all, it's time to get loose. If you've been with us, you know it's time for our icebreaker where Monie and I are going to do a game of some kind of sort. But today we decided to do something a little bit different. So we are going to be pulling cards from our I Am Everything affirmation card deck. Monie blessed me with this card deck. When did you give me this, for Christmas or my birthday?
I sent it to you for your
My
birthday.
Yes. Monie blessed me with this card deck for my birthday because when she came to visit me for the summer, I was feeling low and she kept pulling cards for me and I liked it. So I feel like she got tired of me texting her saying, Monie, can you pull a card for me today? So she bought me a deck.
Partially, yes, but I felt like you deserve to have your own.
Oh, thank you. So we are pulling from that deck today. You want to go first or you want me to go first?
You go first.
All right. So I already shuffled my cards. While shuffling, one of the cards fell out. So I felt like God and the energy was saying, that's your card, girl. So this is the card. Oh, okay. My card is I am connected. I have more in common with others than I realize. I see commonality with people rather than focusing on outward differences. I am connected.
Yes, I am connected. How does it resonate with you currently?
It's easy to compare yourself to other people, or for me to compare myself to other people. Like, oh, I feel like this person is smarter than me, prettier than me, skinnier than me, more fun than me. Why does this person get invited to things and I don't? Or, just always making myself an outcast, opposed to looking at the things like we both love art, we both love dance, we both are silly and giddy, like just opposed to thinking of the things that derive me from people or the things that will make me feel like I'm not good enough. Why not think about those things that makes me good enough? Like I remember one time, this had to be 2 years ago because this is when I met one of my friends that I'm thinking about. I told my mom, or I ask my mom, why do people always click with me? Like, I don't never say nothing to these people. They just come to me and say, oh, I think you'll be cool. You want to be friends? Of course, they don't say it in that way. I think if we were on a playground, they'll say it that way. But as adults, they don't say it that way. But I've had a lot of women come to me wanting to hang out and be my friend. And I just didn't get it. But that's probably because of those things that I think about. Why does she want to hang out with me? What makes me special? But why not? Like, why not hang out with me? Why not think I'm pretty? Why not think I'm smart? Why not think I'm cool? So that's what's resonating with me when I think of this. And the funny thing is, I think I never pulled this card before about being connected. So, and it's funny because in the earlier segment when we were doing the check-ins, I said I've been wanting that energy to connect with my friends. Like I've been having the one-on-ones, dinner with Tay, lunch with Kristen, stuff like that. But to have everybody together is what I really want. So,
and that's connection right there.
That's the reason why the card fell out. Yeah. Your turn.
All right, mine. I pulled mine already. So mine is yo.
What? Connected?
I am connected.
Wow.
I'm not kidding. I didn't even look. I promise you.
I see it.
What? I have more in common with others than I realize. I see commonality with other people rather than focusing on outward differences. I am connected. Legit, look at that. That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm glad that you didn't get to speak on mine because the energy must have knew to not let you share something about my card because it was your card too. Wow.
That is crazy. And you know why I feel connected? Because I just started going back and teaching in person. I need that connection with my students and have them understand that we do have a commonality. I may be older, but aside from that, I can still relate to them on so many levels, and they'll be able to understand that through the connection that we have through the conversations and me being able to get to know them. Because with the students that I'm meeting in person, I've never taught with them before. And the group that I have, they're also ninth graders. So them coming into the school, this is their first time there. But they are blessed to have me because
I should see her face.
I'm an alumni. So I can connect with them in regards to, knowing the environment and just listening to them and understanding their stories. I even spoke to one student today just to gauge how they've been dealing with being in school for the entirety of the pandemic via online versus now coming to school in person. And he was saying that, he enjoys being online, but he definitely is looking forward to actually being at school in person. And I was like, I can feel that because I am the exact same way. It's a commonality right there. And we were able to talk about that. So yes, that's so crazy. We pulled the same card. I had a feeling that would happen, but I didn't think it would actually happen.
I didn't think it would happen at all. That's dope.
Oh,
and
that's
imagine
crazy.
because I love when shuffling, like I'm a neat shuffler, so I typically don't have cards spill out, but I love when they spill out because it's like, okay, I don't have to think too much. It fell out. It's got its purpose. So good thing I didn't put my card back and reshuffle because it was meant to be.
It was meant to be. That's crazy. Wow. We are connected.
Yeah.
Like literally, we are connected. We pulled the same card.
Right.
Besties. Bet you ain't connected to your bestie like I am.
Another thing with that too that I must say, I was saying this to my little sister the other day, that like these affirmation cards and then the other what is it, the oracle cards that we have?
Yeah, the oracle cards.
Like it's just so dope because like I remember one day I pulled a card and then I was feeling low. I text you when I feel low. I was feeling low and I asked you to pull a card for me. That same card that you pulled was the same card that I had pulled too. I thought that was so crazy. Then I was speaking to somebody else. We're not going to get into the topic, but I was speaking to someone else. And when she pulled the card for me, that same card, like it wasn't the same deck, but it had the same message. And the message at that time was just do it. Like stop overthinking, stop thinking that you're not capable, just do it. Like you're worthy of it. I was like, yo, like these messages, they be coming. That was a good icebreaker.
It was a great icebreaker. And if y'all would like a deck, it's iamandco.com.
That's IAMANDCO.com. co.com. All right. Are you ready to wait? Hold on, I gotta put my poetic voice on. All right, darling. That's how you be. Are you ready to mosey on over to Sweet 223?
I'm ready. You thought I was about to start singing.
Yeah, we sing it every week.
All right, everyone. Welcome to Sweet 223. Today I will be reciting Love on Hold from LoveLoudd Volume 2. If I told you I loved you, would you believe me? Because I'm not sure if I believe myself. I know what I feel is real, surreal, yet so familiar. A peculiar splendor that's constantly on my mind, understanding that with time it would just fade away, disappear into a distant place as if it never existed, but is consistent, sitting on my heart, tearing me apart each time I refuse to say what sits at the tip of my tongue, once again numb to honesty. And honestly, I'm not ready to tell the truth. The proof resides within my heart that traveled to my past, not sure if this will last, because forever isn't promised, seeking solace in my reticent repetition, unsure of your true intentions, unable to reveal my true self. I think I need help to love you.
Yes. I like that poem. I don't know if you can tell. I'm flipping through my page, my book, to find the poem. Of course, the first thing that stood out to me is not just because it's the first lines, but it really like grabbed my attention. If I told you I loved you, would you believe me? Because I'm not sure if I believe myself. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know your what you were intending to say or what your thoughts are behind that, but it's like the question going back and forth, like, is this love though? Like, I feel like I have a connection with you. I think about you all the time. I don't just think about myself. I'm excited to spend time with you, like all these things, but is this love?
Mm-hmm.
Do I really feel that way, or am I infatuated? Is this lust? Like, so that's what like captured my attention right off the rip. Right off the rip.
Right off the rip.
What inspired this poem, and what made you pick this poem today?
So I was playing around with the idea of, have I ever actually been in love before?
Mm,
Because I've talked about this many times. Like, I've only ever been in one relationship, and within that relationship, I definitely felt as if, yes, I am in love. But then I also think to myself sometimes, what if what I thought was love wasn't?
that's relatable.
And I have yet to meet the person that's going to show me what true love really is. For me to imagine what it would feel like to be loved so much that I'm not even sure if it's real or not. Like, it almost feels as if it's too good to be true because I'm being loved so well. If that even
Yeah,
makes sense.
I
But
mean,
that's what inspired me to write it, because I'm like, I could say I love you. I feel as if I'm in love with you, but I'm not sure if what I feel,
it's real.
it's hard to say. So, like, I want to be honest, but at the same time, you could be honest too and tell me that you don't feel the way that I feel, and what I feel could just be a part of my imagination. But at the same time, that's a risk. Loving someone is a risk.
It
Loving
is.
someone is a choice. So for someone to make a choice and love me back and make me feel as if love isn't this unheard of thing, because love isn't supposed to hurt. Of course, when you are in a relationship, things happen and you agree to disagree, you may have an argument, but at the end of the day, you find a way to communicate. You find a way to compromise. You find a way to make things work. You find ways to forgive one another. love isn't supposed to hurt. So yeah, that's how I came up with that. I chose it for today. I feel like in a way it related to our topic in regards to stress, because just having that thought alone could be stressful. It could stress you out, constantly having
Yeah.
on your mind this impeding thoughts of whether or not, the person that you are with is the person you're supposed to be with,
Mm-hmm.
after you've been through so much in the past and trying to actually realize, like, okay, this person ain't playing no games. This person communicates with me. This person knows how to calm me down. This person knows how to make me laugh. This person knows how to have fun, knows how to chill. Me and this person can talk for hours about anything. But is there a possibility of the rug being pulled from under me because this has been a dream the whole time and I need to wake up?
Yeah.
That's stressful.
But even with that, does love have a limit or is it limitless? Because who's to say if that rug was swept from under your feet that it was not love?
Hey, if that rug get pulled, he better be there to catch me. That's all I gotta say. That's how I know it's real, when he catch me. At least he tried, or maybe he tried to catch me. At least he reached out.
Or it could be another love that comes. Like
Right.
some people don't believe that there's just one love or one soulmate or one. I've been trying to think of this all day. What is it like? Your fire match, your love. Like what is it? I forget what they call it. Oh my god, I do this every episode.
Yeah, girl, because I'm
Just
trying
like,
to catch up to where you are. We supposed to be connected.
not your
What are you
fire
trying to
sign.
say?
What is it? I'm gonna Google it. But yeah, like some people think that you just have one soulmate, one love, but it's a possibility you can have several loves. And those ones that come before whoever you marry or whoever your last love is in your life may just be making you better for that next person.
I believe that too. I do believe that. I believe that many people that you come across help to mold you into the person that you are until you finally meet that person. Because at the end of the day, well, maybe not even necessarily end of the day, but at the end of your relationship, let's say you did get married and you had this wonderful life together, you had children, and then they passed away. Do you never try to find love again, or was that an end all because they passed away? Wouldn't that person want you to be happy? Wouldn't that person understand, you needing a partner? I think about that too. So I do think that you can definitely love multiple times.
So I'm looking, but I can't find it. But maybe by the end of this episode, I'll think of what it is that I'm trying to think of.
Okay. Twin flame?
Yes. Oh my god. For the
My
mic.
goodness.
Yes, twin flame. I need to write that down because I've been thinking about it for weeks.
I don't know how it just came to me. It's the connection.
Yes, it's the connection.
It just popped in my head.
Yes, let me write that down with my blue pen. All right, girl. Are you ready to go to our hot topics?
Yeah, I like how you threw that in there like that. I'm ready.
Go. All right, y'all. Welcome back to the calf. Another week. We are starving. We are in need of the tea. Let's jump into this hot topic segment. And today we are talking about stress. Something that I've been feeling over these past weeks with trying to catch up on my notes for work, y'all. Like, yes, I've been stressed, but I'm trying to manage it. So we are going to talk about the different types of stress, how we cope with stress, what we feel, how we know we're stressed. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're going to discuss today. So like we always say, there's no better way to get into it but to just do it.
So let's start with what stress is by definition. And this is from medlineplus.gov. Stress is a feeling of emotional or physical tension. It can come from any event or thought that makes you feel frustrated, angry, or nervous. Stress is your body's reaction to a challenge or demand. In short bursts, stress can be positive, such as when it helps you avoid danger or meet a deadline. But when stress lasts for a long time, it may harm your health.
So with that definition, I'll just say that I liked what you texted me last night saying like your body is basically telling you something. You have to listen to your body. And this might be a little too touchy, but it comes to mind now. One of my mom's friends passed away some years ago. She wasn't sick. She wasn't, like there was nothing quote unquote going on with her,
Mm-hmm.
but she was stressed around that time. And that's the only thing that people could think that was bothering her was stress because everything else health wise was fine. So stress can really take a toll on your body and you have to really be mindful of those things and also have people in your corner who you can rely on to help you come down from that or people who know what it is that helps you to relieve yourself of those stress, to remind you of it when you're going through.
Most definitely. Like my nana used to always tell me, work hard, but not too hard. So
Where
I have to know when to give myself a break. Like she said, you sound like you got a lot going on over there. I know you over there working hard, but don't work too hard. You got to make time to play too, because
yeah,
life isn't always just about work. You can't work yourself to death, you
right.
know? And some people literally do that. We have to learn how to be gentle with ourselves and give ourselves the time that we need to recoup and then go back to what we need to do with a fresh mind.
For sure. So for me, there are some telltale signs that lets me know when I'm stressed out. Those things are feeling really anxious. And when I feel anxious, it's just like fast thoughts going on in my head. Really feeling uncomfortable and kind of not even knowing how to express what I do feel. Just feeling uncomfortable in my own body. Feeling unorganized. Like it's crazy to say that I'm looking around because I'm like, yo, I'm a Virgo, and Virgos are known to be really organized. So when I feel like I don't know what's going on, I have too much on my plate. Like life is unbalanced. I know there's some kind of stress going on for me. Whenever I cannot get rest, like I'll tell somebody I'm tired, I'm about to take a nap, but either I can't sleep or I'm like jumping out of my sleep thinking about notes, thinking about a client, thinking about a blog post, thinking about having to go return something to the store. Like I snap out of my sleep. I could have had the best sleep, but I'm waking up in panic basically. I know I'm stressed out. If I get behind on work or any task that's expected of me, that's not typically me. Like I'm typically on top of my work. So I know, okay, something must be stressing me out that I'm not able to focus on this. If I feel overwhelmed or easily irritable, like I snap on Simone a lot, I snap on my mom, I snap on Raven. For them, it's like no reason. Like, why are you doing that? Then I know I must be stressed out, and it's sad that not just me, but a lot of people we tend to take out our frustration on the people who are closest to us. So y'all pray for my future boyfriend, y'all, because he gonna be added to that list probably. But whenever like I'm easily irritable, overwhelmed, I'm starting to act mean towards the people that I love, then I know, all right, I need to check myself and figure out what's stressing me out. So those are the telltale signs that lets me know that I'm stressed. What about you?
I actually feel really overwhelmed at times too. That's how I know, because it's like I do this all the time. Like, how do all of a sudden does what I'm doing make me feel like I can't get it done or I'm doing too
Word.
much at one time? Like I just did the same list of tasks last week and I was perfectly fine. But I know at the top of the list for sure is my anxiety. Like my anxiety, it tops everything in regards to me worrying too much about something, having these impeding thoughts on feeling as if I can't do something, knowing that I can do it, or worried about something that's upcoming when I have no reason to worry about it. Why am I stressed over that? Or like having trouble sleeping. Like my heart starts to beat really fast. Sometimes out of nowhere, like I'll just be sitting and watching TV and I can feel my nerves just starting to build up. And I'm like, okay, something's wrong. Not sure what it is.
I see, like, your hand is shaking. Do you feel that too, like, when you feel stressed? Your
Yeah,
body.
my hands shake and my heart beats really fast. Or sometimes I'll have like a heart palpitations, which is
Mhm.
why I had to reduce how much caffeine I was drinking, because at one point I was drinking like 2-3 cups a day, no problem. But after a while, my heart would start to flutter really, really fast. And it was because of caffeine and stress on top of that. And I was drinking so much caffeine to help me not feel tired. So then I had to break the addiction away from drinking so much caffeine.
So you were going against what your nana said. You were working so hard and trying to give yourself that adrenaline that you needed to stay up to work so hard, opposed to listening to your body, giving
Right.
yourself that free time that you needed.
But at the time that I was doing that, drinking all of that caffeine, I hadn't even began to start learning what it meant to listen to my body. I had no idea what that meant just yet. I just thought something was wrong. Oh my gosh, I need to go to the hospital. My heart doing funny
Where
stuff. Because it had never happened before. But then once I spoke to a doctor and actually found out that my caffeine intake was entirely too much, including like me not being able to go to sleep, or I'm sleeping too much, like tossing and turning. It's been a while, thank you Lord, that I've tossed and turned at night, like waking up like every hour because
oh
I can't
man.
get enough. I'm not getting enough sleep, or going to sleep at 3-4 o'clock in the morning because I'm having trouble falling asleep. So I just watch TV hoping that I will fall asleep at some point.
Nights like that suck.
They really do. And then and then it stresses you out more. It's like, I really want to go to sleep, but I can't go to sleep. Why
Yeah.
can't I go to sleep? Shout out to melatonin and sleepy time tea. No, for real. Sleepy time tea definitely helps. And sometimes I got to pop a melatonin. Okay.
Yeah, people use those, the vitamins and the Dr. Teals, I think it's called,
Hmm.
that you can put in the bathtub
To help you
to relax
relax.
before you go to
Yeah.
bed. So it sounds like we're connected with the ways that we notice that we are feeling stressed or overwhelmed.
Hmm.
Types of stress from medlineplus.gov. Acute stress. This is a short-term stress that goes away quickly. You feel it when you slam on the brakes, have a fight with your partner, or ski down a steep slope. It helps you manage dangerous situations. It also occurs when you do something new or exciting. All people have acute stress at one time or another. Chronic stress. This is stress that lasts for a longer period of time. You may have chronic stress if you have money problems, an unhappy marriage, or trouble at work. Any type of stress that goes for weeks or months is chronic stress. You can become so used to chronic stress that you don't realize it's a problem. If you don't find ways to manage stress, it may lead to health problems.
When you feel stressed, how do you feel physically and how do you feel emotionally? Physically, for sure, I am tired. Not necessarily sleepy, but I have no energy. I feel like I want to take a nap. I just kind of sit around. I feel sluggish. I don't feel like doing nothing. I'm just tired. Body is like, girl, don't do nothing. Chill out. We don't want to do anything today. Literally tired. I get muscle aches and stomach
Mm.
pains. Like I'll get like a random, like not like a cramp, but it'll be like a random, like sharp pain, like in my back or my shoulder, my neck, my side, my leg. It can literally be anywhere.
That
And it
sucks.
feeds into why I'm not able to fall asleep. Like I'm trying to fall asleep, but I'm having muscle pain. So I'm like, muscle pains, they're so annoying. But it's definitely a reminder, like, okay, it's just because I'm stressed out. I have to reel it back. And then migraines. Migraines, oh my gosh. Because migraines and a headache are two different things. And migraines, they will last like hours on end and like pounding on my head. And it's not enough for me to just take, like an Advil or a Tylenol or anything like that. I need something strong prescribed by the doctor. Okay. And then also, my face breaks out. It has been times where it's more than just like, oh, it's a pimple or a blackhead. No, boo. My breakouts are red. That's why I try not to stress out so much, because I hate breaking out on my face. It's like the the first thing that you see. So when my mom will see me, she'll be like, "What are you stressed out about?" Because she can see that my face has broken out so much. I have pictures. So glad my skin has improved. I have pictures that I've taken, just seeing the picture reminds me of what I was going through at that time. Like, oh, I remember when I took this picture. That's when such and such happened. Oh, okay. I remember when I took that picture. So when I look at pictures of my face broken out, I'm just like, whoo, man, it's just a telltale
Going
reminder.
through it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Emotionally, easily irritated. Easily irritated. Like, I'll be trying to tell people, I'm like, look, I'm not in the mood, not today. Like, if I say not today, not today.
Just stop.
Exactly. I don't want to, if I'm like talking to someone, I'm like, I say, if I tell you okay several times, it's probably one of those moments like, I'm trying to keep myself from going off on you because I really don't want to do that. Listen to my telltale signs. I'm telling you okay several times. Being unmotivated, not wanting to do anything, which ties into me being tired. Like, I know that there's stuff that I need to do, and usually it's sometimes something that I love doing, and I just can't find like the creative drive or the inspiration that I need to get it done. I literally just don't feel like doing it. And there have been some moments where I just sat down and tried to just do it anyway, just so I can try to find that passion and that drive, because I know it's somewhere still within me, even though I don't feel like doing it because my energy is low. I still try to push forward anyway. So if my goal is to write for 30 minutes, I still try to get in 5 to 10 minutes, just a little bit, to try to rise my motivation just a little bit. I lose hunger. I don't eat. I don't be hungry. But yeah, physically and emotionally, that's how I know. How about you?
So I've heard people say the part about not being able to eat because of the stress that they're going through. I've never encountered that like too much. I know what it's like to feel, I would still say acute, no, because they said weeks too, right? It can last for weeks. So chronic
Mm-hmm.
stress because of work, or feeling like I have certain problems going on in my life. So I may be so focused on trying to catch up with work or trying to fix those things in my life that I feel like I can't stop and eat. But I still feel hungry. So I never, like, not as hungry as I typically will be, but I do still get the hunger. So I can never understand how people reach that point where they can't eat because they're so stressed out. I know somebody who when she was stressed out, she got to a point where she tried to eat because, like I said, for me, I know I had to eat, so she knew she had to eat, but she couldn't, her body wouldn't like let her settle the food in her body. I've been to the point where I try to eat and I would usually be able to eat that full plate of food, but I can't eat the whole full plate. Like, I can nibble on it, but not as much. But I can still eat something.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not to the same degree. But you were saying something?
Oh, the feeling of not being able to eat. It's
Mm-hmm.
it's like knowing I should be eating right now. I should be hungry right now. But why am I not hungry right now? It feels like I'm already full and I don't want to eat anything. So it's like, it's not, my
Mm-hmm.
stomach isn't growling. Like, if it literally feels like I ate already.
Gotcha. I can only imagine that brings more stress too. Like, having stress is like, oh my God, okay, now I feel more stressed because why am I not able to eat this? Why am I regurgitating this? Why am I feeling these feels about myself? So for me, is the feeling of exhaustion. I can sleep my 6 to 8 hours, but then I wake up feeling exhausted. Like, I just want to sleep. I don't want to do anything. I just want to sleep. And I don't know if I'm trying to sleep the stress away or if I'm like just fatigue. I don't know what it is, but that's how I feel. I also feel defeated emotionally,
Mm-hmm.
as if I can't do anything, as if I'm not worthy enough. And that can be for different things. It can be as far as career wise. Like I have so many people who believe in me and know that I can do things, as far as with you, with Love Loud, with writing certain things and doing certain things. And I know out loud I'll say, okay, I'll do it. But in my head, sometimes I'm like, I can't. Like, I don't write as good as this person, or I don't recite as good as this person, or I don't like, I just told you, I don't like how my jaw drops with certain videos. So that's stuff that defeat, and when I'm stressed or when I overthink things, is in my head. It's like an emotional toll on me. Or even being like not feeling worthy.
Mm-hmm.
Like sometimes I have my good days and I walk past the mirror like, dang girl, you look good. You see you. But when I'm stressed, I don't feel as pretty.
Oh, girl, I feel that. You put an outfit on, you look good in it before, and then you put it on another
Yeah.
time, you like,
It be the same exact
you like,
outfit,
nah.
same exact eyebrow, same exact beat on your face, or no beat at all. And it's just like, I'm just not feeling it today.
Exactly.
So the mood that I feel, the level of stress and anxiety or whatever I'm feeling really like plays a toll in like what my eyes see or what my body feels. And just not feeling capable to achieve anything. Like feeling like everything is out of whack. Like I can have 3 assignments that I have to do, or maybe 10 assignments, meaning like different things. Go grocery shopping, notes for work, stuff for Love Loud, go hang out with this friend, go hang out with that other friend, cook these things, like all these things in my head. And when I feel stressed, I feel like I know I have these things, they're all due in 10 minutes. But it's not really that way. I just feel that pressure of I got all these things to do. I can't do it. I just can't do it. It's not going to get done. Why did I agree to these things? I hate my job. I hate my life. I hate this. Why can't I have that? Like I just feel incapable to get anything done. That's what I feel when I feel stressed.
Mm. And I feel you on that.
You may find it that there are different clues for physical and mental of why people feel stressed out. So it's physical signs, in general, tiredness, which is what I mentioned, and then you mentioned the headaches or the migraines and the stomach aches.
Mm-hmm.
There could be many reasons for this, as when we feel stressed, we often find it hard to sleep or eat well, and poor diet and lack of sleep. I can relate to the poor diet because I remember I was talking to somebody and I said, like the old Yaya, I remember I used to do I'm hungry on
Mm-hmm.
Instagram all the time, and I used to sit there and plan my meals, put all the ingredients that I needed and shop that way. But kind of since COVID, I noticed that I haven't been shopping that way, and I just always make sure I have salad and chicken at least. So then I have that. But the fun meals that I had before, I haven't been doing that. And I remember one time I went grocery shopping because I feel like so stressed and overwhelmed, like as of recent, that I came back home and I was like, yo, all these bags got snacks. Like it's just cookies and chips and candy. Like it's not that I'm not eating, I just have a poor diet.
Mm-hmm.
And then also lacking sleep, not sleeping as much as you should, or sleeping too much. Both are unhealthy, and all these things take a toll on your physical health. Like remember, I don't know if it was last episode or the episode before that where I said I realized that I got comfortable with my sweats, that when it was time to put on quote unquote real clothes, I noticed I was getting bigger. And when I got time to do my exercises, my legs were heavy. I couldn't really lift them up. So that poor diet, yeah, I'm feeding my body, but I'm not feeding it the nutrition that it deserves. Or yeah, got 8 hours of sleep, but am I sleeping the proper way? Is my mind really relaxed when I need to go to sleep?
Mm-hmm.
So this in turn can make us feel more stressed out emotionally. Also, when we feel anxious, our bodies release hormones called cortisol and adrenaline. This is the body's automatic way of preparing to respond to a threat, sometimes called fight, flight, or freeze response. That's when you were saying earlier that your nana said, it's okay to work, but you got to have some fun
Mm-hmm.
sometimes. You were saying that you were drinking coffee to give yourself that energy to stay up. So when your body's saying, nah, baby girl, you gotta chill, you have to listen to your body because those things is telling you that for a reason.
Right. Because after so much, like I've crashed before. I've literally crashed and ended up sleeping almost a whole day because I didn't realize that I wasn't getting as much rest as I needed.
Mm-hmm.
And I had no choice but to sleep. My body didn't let me wake up, slept through an entire alarm because I was that tired.
Dang.
Yeah, that's how tired I was.
Wow. And it's also reminded me too when I was in grad school, me and one of my girlfriends were studying. We weren't studying, sorry. We were studying and doing final papers in grad school. And I had never had coffee in my life. But she was like, let's go get, like, we were up at 3 a.m., 5 a.m., like in the morning, not sleeping, trying to get stuff done for grad school. And I have this picture on my laptop, me looking like zombie with the laptop on my lap doing work. Like we looked dead, but we were making sure that we were eating candy and drinking coffee and stuff to make sure that we stayed up, trying to fight those natural defenses that our bodies was telling us to go to sleep. But we like, nah, we got to get this done. But the other part of it too is like how we said earlier with acute stress is not always negative stuff. It can be your body reacting to a dangerous situation or your body reacting to something new, something excited. Like dangerous situation is what you said about the crashing. So your body's saying you need to rest because God forbid it's a real crashing that you get behind the wheel of a car because you got work the next day and you didn't feel good enough to call in sick and just be real with yourself like I'm tired, and then you go into work and you crash because your body tried to tell you were tired but you didn't listen to it.
Falling asleep behind the wheel. That has happened to so many
Yeah.
people.
Or being like really excited for something, um that your body like can react to that, like before Christmas. I can never sleep before Christmas because I'm so excited. So that can be looked at as, from
The
this
positive
definition, as
stress.
acute stress. Yeah, positive stress. So if you're often stressed, then you're probably producing high levels of these hormones, which can make you feel physically unwell and could affect your health in the longer term. So just like you said, know your body. It's good that you have your mom who knows when you get that pimple in the middle of your forehead that's a bright
It's not
red.
just the one
Go
though.
get-
That could just be the time of the month.
but your mom knows when my daughter does get these um reactions on her body, she's typically stressed out. So I have to check in with her about it.
Mhm.
And then you know about me, she's stepping on me for no reason. Girl, are you
I
okay?
will check too. I will ask, are you feeling okay? Okay, I'm just checking. Signs of stress from medlineplus.gov. Stress can cause many types of physical and emotional symptoms. Sometimes you may not realize these symptoms are caused by stress. Here are some signs that stress may be affecting you: diarrhea or constipation, forgetfulness, frequent aches and pains, headaches, lack of energy or focus, sexual problems, stiff jaw or neck, tiredness, trouble sleeping or sleeping too much, upset stomach, use of alcohol or drugs to relax, weight loss or weight gain.
So along with understanding how we know we're stressing out, um emotionally, physically, all those ways, it's also good to understand ways to cope or deal with stress. We already mentioned something about having our partners, our family members, our friends, people who are close with us understanding it, but it can be difficult, to be honest. Finding ways to deal with a stressful situation. Not all situations are alike, so you may have different ways to cope and deal with it for different things that you're going through. For me, it's funny because we started off with the positive words of
Mm-hmm.
affirmation card deck, but that's something that helps me to relax. I wake up, I feel like something's heavy on me, and it's too early to text Simone. So let me go pull a card. Maybe that'll lift my spirits. Today, for example, I was stressed. Nobody made me mad. I was just like, I'm building myself up to be upset with this person who did nothing wrong with me. Wrong to me. It's just me in my own head. Let me just recite these words of affirmation. Let me just recite it. And I'm driving my car. I'm just reciting it to myself, reciting it, and I felt better. Like, just let it go. Let it go. I don't need that energy on me. Another thing that I do is I look up my zodiac sign for the day. So I'll type in Virgo horoscope, and it'll tell me what's going on with Virgo that day. I remember it too. Like, so I have a friend. We have the same exact birthday, and I used to text him and ask him how he's feeling that day, just to see, like, is it me? Is it me, or something going on with these planets? It's the planets. It's us. Okay, and if it's me, all right, maybe I need to check myself. So I'll do that too, and that helps me too. And then I also look up my Flow app. If you don't have a menstrual cycle, or if you don't have the app, you might want to get into it. But there's this app called Flow, and that's where you track your menstrual cycle, you track your sexual activities, you track your mood, you track your weight, you track your water intake, like all of that on the app. It's a really good app. I know for me that I get stressed around my ovulation.
Girl.
Like, I feel really lonely. I feel really stressed. I feel really irritable around my I was about to say around my Flow app, around my ovulation. So when I feel that way and I feel like it's for nothing, like I woke up and I'm like, I went to sleep super happy, like super excited. Why am I feeling like this? Oh, okay, Flo, I see you.
Hey,
All right, I
sometimes as a
got it.
woman, we got to check that calendar. Like, hold on, wait a minute. Let me check the date. Am I PMSing? Let me.
Right.
I've had to do that a few times. Like, hold on, let me see when. Oh, it is the week before. Okay, this makes sense now.
Yeah, that's me. Also going for a walk or going to the park to go for a skate. That's something that I recently picked up, because recently, as in last year, like during COVID times, I think I said this before, that I felt overwhelmed with being stuck inside of the house. The colors in my home is like a calming color, blues, browns, tan, like that. It's not bright and downstairs in my house. And my bedroom is bright, but downstairs is not. And like, I'll be inside, and outside is a bright day, but I feel like it's like really calm, which typically would be good. But during COVID, it's like, bro, like it kind of brings the mood down. So in the summertime last year, or actually late spring, I started to pick up on taking a walk through my city, not just my neighborhood, because I would go for like 7 miles for my walks, and it would like really lift my mood. Like, whether I did it silently or whether I did it with music, whether I did it with my mom and my aunt, whether I did it by myself, it just like picked up my mood, picked up my spirit. And then skating, I go skating on the basketball court and I listen to music and I feel like I'm in a rink, like, yes, get it, girl. So that lifts
Hey.
up my mood as well. And then earlier, remember I said that I know I'm stressed out when I feel like I don't have a handle on things, where I feel like tasks are not able to get done. So in order to assist that, I take a deep breath, inhale, exhale. Yeah, relax. Get you a little post-it note, get you a little piece of paper and some colorful pens. We're gonna make this fun. Write down a list, and then create like different lists, whether it's one list, whatever. And which one are you gonna tackle first? Oh, it seems like it's achievable. It's achievable now. It's not all these random things floating through my head. You got to do this. You got to do that. This is important. No, this is important. No, write it all down. Flush it out. We're gonna get it done. That helps combat the feeling of being overwhelmed. So yeah, those are things that I do thus far. Oh, I forgot to mention I love candles. I love taking
Yes,
baths.
candles and baths, aromatherapy.
Even one time, like just fire. Remember, I used to always light fires in
Oh my
school.
goodness. You talking about when you
But
burnt the
I
kitchen
love
down?
that, or when I put the tissue inside the candle and play with the
Yeah.
fire. I don't do that anymore, y'all. I never burnt down the house, but I love the sight of fire. So like sometimes just to calm myself, if I don't use the Calm app or the Insight timer, I'll put the fireplace on my TV and hear the crackling sounds, and that kind of relaxes me too.
Oh,
So
nice.
the bath time, candles, fireplace, Calm app, those things help me to relax as well.
Nice.
Thank you, baby.
So, of course, I enjoy a good journaling session. Sometimes I just have to hash out my thoughts, my feelings, just so I could release how I'm feeling, so that I feel just a tad bit better than how I did before I actually wrote everything down. Sometimes it's in just me writing down whatever, no certain type of form or format, just spitting it all out. And then, of course, other times it's through poetry. My emotions come out a lot through those lines. I be having a lot to say within the
Yeah.
lines of the things that I write in my art. Aside from writing, mindfulness meditation all day. I'm so glad that I picked it up. So aside from just like sitting and meditating, I love mindfulness walking meditation, which is just walking and being mindful of every single thing that's around me. So not just walking to just be walking, but taking my time when I walk and observing things around me that I may have never even noticed before, from the crack in the sidewalk, from this flower that's starting to bloom in this bush. When I first started doing it, I was noticing stuff in my neighborhood. I'm like, has this always been here? I was like, I just walked past this bush the other day. I don't remember seeing this bush of flowers. Many people know already, I love taking pictures of flowers. Every time I see a flower,
Yes.
I have to stop and take a picture because it reminds
Shout
me
out.
to
Shout out to Betty.
yeah, shout out to Betty. I will always stop because it reminds me of the things that I've gone through and reminds me to bloom, to grow out of the darkness. Y'all will never get enough, will always hear me say that. I will say that until the end of my own days. Like, we are like flowers and we bloom out of darkness. So every time I see a flower, I literally stop in my tracks, no matter where I'm going, who I'm with. I take a picture of flowers. Then I also enjoy taking pictures of buildings. I love being observant and just seeing how the buildings are structured and taking pictures of them in different angles. Love doing that. I love coloring and listening to my favorite music. Coloring is one of my favorite things to do. I have so many coloring books, coloring pencils, markers, pens. Love doing that. Love a good workout to release my stress. I've been working out
Yes,
every
that's helpful.
every
Yes.
day recently, working out. Love a good run, but in regards to me working out more often, I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm actually starting to like this Pilates cardio. Okay.
Pilates.
Just finding different workouts that work out for me. And I don't even do like long workouts because I have to try to find a way to fit it into my day. So maybe 15 minutes or 15 to 20 minutes is enough for me to just totally focus on the workout that's in front of me and release any tension that I had, and not focus on what's on my mind. Therapy, of course, that's my go-to every single week. Shout out to my Black female therapist because I will dump
Yes.
onto her everything that I am feeling, and she will help me hash out those feelings so that I can better understand what I've been going through and dealing with.
Before you go to your next one, I'm glad that you said therapy because I need to get back in contact with mine. And the crazy thing is, the reason why I stopped going was because of me being stressed and overwhelmed.
What?
That's crazy, right? Like, because I felt like I had too much stuff on my plate. Going to This is so bad me saying this. Going to therapy, I was like, I can't do it right now. Like at that time, everything else was going well. It was just me being behind on notes and stuff, like having a lot on my plate. So I was like, all right, we're gonna cancel this one, and I'll message you again when I want to reconvene. But then time goes on, and time goes on, and time goes on, and I haven't reached out. So it's funny that you said that because while I was driving today, I was like, time has been going on too much. And just because life is going perfect doesn't mean that I need to stop. So thanks for saying that because I need to email her ASAP.
I recently got into CBD. So you can get it in a balm form, like rubbing it on your body. You can get it in a smoking form. And CBD has a very, very, very small amount of THC. So it's not the same as like smoking a whole bunch of weed or whatever. It's very, 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 very mild. So it does the same as if you were to rub it on your body. It literally calms your muscles, eases your mind, and puts me in a calmer state. Some may frown upon it. I really don't care because I'm not dependent on it and it works for me. And like I said, it's not like your regular schmegular buds because it doesn't have that much THC in it. So it's not really the same. But it does work. And for those that do have anxiety and also smoke CBD, they most definitely understand what I'm talking about. And plus, CBD is used in a whole bunch of things. I know y'all heard of hemp, right? Okay, moving on.
Yeah.
The last thing is calling somebody that I trust, because sometimes I'm so overwhelmed that I can't deal with it with myself, and I need to hash things out. When I can't talk to my therapist, I'll call somebody that I know that I can trust in that moment with what I am dealing with, and somebody that won't make it seem as if I'm dumping what I have onto them. Majority of the time, it's probably my mama, but I'll call on family and friends that I would need in that moment, depending on what the situation is or what I need to talk about. Sometimes I'll just go down the line. If somebody don't answer the phone and I need to talk right away, I'll just see who's gonna answer the phone first.
I do that too. I'll be FaceTiming everybody.
But I most definitely call someone that I can trust. If it's not something that I could just go look myself in there and be like in the mirror and be like, look, you need to get it together. Pull yourself together, girl. You stressing for no reason. Like that too? Yes, you gotta look yourself in the mirror with intense eyes and tell yourself, look, you got this. What's wrong with you? But sometimes that don't work, and I gotta call somebody.
So they could tell you the same thing, so you know you ain't lying to yourself.
Right. Okay. All right. Cool. I just told myself that in the bathroom 10 minutes ago. Glad we connected.
I was about to show you this. You need that connection. Causes of stress. The causes of stress are different for each person. You can have stress from good challenges as well as bad ones. Some common sources of stress include getting married or getting divorced, starting a new job, the death of a spouse or a close family member, getting laid off, retiring, having a baby, money problems, moving, having a serious illness, problems at work, problems at home.
Oh, Lord. The causes of stress, so relatable, because one of the most stressful situations that I've ever encountered was because of money problems. And I was being evicted from my first apartment. I was struggling to make money while driving Lyft. I was working for a temp agency that never had any extra work for me. It was like the kind of temp agency where you call and be like, hey, do you have any work available? And they'd be like, no, try again tomorrow. Something like that. It was weird.
Yeah.
It was a very, very dark time for me. And I was really trying to find a way to make ends meet. I was applying for jobs. I wasn't having any luck. And I was super stressed out because I was putting all of this stress on my car, driving Lyft all the time. I needed new tires. I needed to get my brake fixed. And I think one of my windows wasn't rolling down no more. So I had to get that fixed too. Because around that time it was starting to get hot. I'm in LA. Can't be riding around with Uber and Lyft and people not being able to roll down their windows. It was a lot. And then my AC had broke too. Girl, stressful time.
Oh my God.
It was a lot piling on at once. So aside from that, I lost a lot of weight at that time. I think I had got down to 130. I had lost like 20 pounds for being so stressed. I lost a lot of weight. And there's a picture of me. It's one of my favorite pictures of me. But every time I see that picture, I'm like, I was so stressed out at that time. I look so happy. In that picture. But and I was like, oh my gosh, you look so good. You don't know how I got this small. I was dealing with a lot of stuff. My bills were piling up. I had to pick and choose which ones I was going to pay and which ones I was going to put off. And at that time, I was also struggling with a lot of migraines because I'm thinking a lot like, hey, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I need to get a job. And the migraines got so bad, I went and got an MRI. And I didn't know until a couple months after getting my MRI that it wasn't covered. And then that became a bill too.
Dang. Adding on to the financial stress that you had.
Added on to the financial stress I already had. So even with all that going on, I was trying very, very hard to still be hopeful. Because like I said, I had applied to jobs, just waiting for something to hit, for somebody to call me back and be like, hey, you got the job, or we want you to come in for an interview. So I knew what I was going through. It wouldn't be happening to me if I couldn't handle it. I had to realize that part first. Yeah. And lo and behold, I was blessed, y'all. I was blessed. Still got evicted. But after being evicted and having to find another place, I had like a month to move out. I got a job at Starbucks.
Never knew you worked at Starbucks.
Right? I got a job. I got a job at Starbucks. And I also got a job at CBS to be a page. It's similar to a production assistant. I was going to be like working on different shows and stuff. So I was going to have 2 part-time jobs. So working at CBS and then working at Starbucks. The Starbucks was right down the street from where I used to live. And I got a new apartment literally right around the corner from where I used to live. So I got a new place. I got a call about 2 jobs. And then after I started working at Starbucks, I only worked at Starbucks for a week. I finally got the call for the full-time job that I had applied for. And when I say a load was lifted off of my shoulders, oh my gosh, it's one of the best things. It was a difficult situation, but being able to get to the other side of it and understand, like, this is why you had to go through this. Now here you go. This is what you have now. Y'all, I cried. I cried so hard. I could not believe that after going through that turmoil that I had been so blessed. I was in shock. Plus, on top of that, my eviction didn't go on my record.
That's great.
Which is how I was able to get the other apartment. It all worked out. I was like, Lord, universe, whatever y'all want to call it, is real. Like, I was most definitely blessed. And then when everything happened, once I finally went to court twice and went through that process, everything, all the other chips started to fall into play. Got the job, got the apartment. And I liked working at Starbucks too. I was about to be a barista, y'all. But since I was only there for a week, they just had me at the cashier. So I was just taking orders for a week. That's my story, y'all. I almost want to cry right now. I'm not going to cry though. But that was a hard time.
I remember that. I remember where I was when you were telling me all this stressful situation, like the stuff, about the letters and looking for a job and driving Lyfts. And it was like, it was stressful. And it hurt me as your friend not being able to do anything. All I could say is like, well, if you want to move over here, you want to stay with me, you can. But like, it's painful hearing somebody that you love dearly go through something that's really tough, really stressful. And like, you're trying your best to do what you can, but for the apartment complex and for taking care of yourself and stuff, it's not enough.
Definitely not. So stressful.
For me, the most stressful situation that I can think of is being told that I can't graduate spring 2016 and having to wait until fall, and believing that I was just gonna have them take my graduate degree back. So with graduate school, we were able to walk for our graduation before reviewing our cases. So I graduated May, like I walked across the stage May 2016. But then after that, we still had to present our cases. And I forget when I presented, but like everybody had to submit for a date. And I'm a procrastinator, and I have low self-esteem, low self-confidence when it comes to delivering something, because I always second guess myself and I don't feel as confident as I should feel, or just know that I did right. Like, I always feel skeptical, like, oh, well, is something wrong, or they may not think that this is right, or did I use the wrong word, wrong language, etc. So of course I waited to try to wait to the last minute to get my appointment. But not like the very, very last, but kind of like the middle last.
The middle last.
Yeah. So anyway, I ended up getting an appointment. But with that, like you submit your paper, then the professors give you questions. They didn't just email everybody the questions. You get the questions when you send an email. For some odd reason, I didn't get my questions until 2 days before I had to present. So like you write your paper, you submit your paper, they send you the email of the questions. You're supposed to have 2 weeks to draw up your questions, because it's not like a did Simone go to the mall? Yes or no. Like it's deliberate, like intense questions that they were asking about your case. So I had 2 days to put the questions together, and I'm like stressing out. Another stressful situation, stressing out, staying up as late as I can, going through all the family therapy books that I can, like trying to drop like use the language and like speak like this kind of therapist and everything, and answer as best as I can. But I'm also freaking out, so I'm reaching out to my cohort, like, did y'all have this question? How did you answer it? And they're like, well, why are you just answering it now? Why are you just answering the questions now if you're presenting tomorrow? And I'm like, I just got the questions yes like 2 days ago. And they're like, what? Like, how long do you have? 2 weeks. What? So
What?
anyway, I didn't, and I'm also timid, so I didn't say anything to my professors about it. I just went into the presentation, had my little nice outfit on, went into the presentation. Still, honestly, some questions were not answered, but I'm like, this is my due date. This is what I got to do. I'm just gonna go in. Whatever happens, happen. So I go in. I'm answering some questions. I'm trying to like beat around the bush for some other questions. One professor was in front of me. The other professor was on, I guess, FaceTime, or I don't even know if Zoom probably existed, so maybe Skype. During that time, she was at a conference. This woman was on the phone laughing, like at like me saying I don't know and stuff. And then she was like, "All right, I gotta go." Like it was so embarrassing. She was like, "All right, I gotta go. I gotta go back to this meeting, but yeah, this is not gonna fly. We have to reschedule or something because this is not gonna fly." So she hung up. I'm sitting there. I don't remember if I cried, but I know I wanted to cry at least. Like I probably, if I didn't break down in that room, I broke down after the professor left out the room. And he was like, "This isn't typically you. What's going on?" And I said, "I tried my best. Like some stuff I didn't know the answer to." And he was like, "Well, didn't you have enough time? When did you get the questions?" I was like, 2 days ago. And he was like, 2 days ago? Are you serious? And I said, yeah. So he was like, okay, well, we'll reschedule. But if you do it, then because he was going on vacation, that other professor was gone, only two of them could host it. You can't graduate spring, but maybe you can finish in fall. Like you'll get your degree for fall instead of spring if you do it. I think it was like in August that I did it. So they rescheduled me. I finally got all of the questions, had time to sit down and do it. And then I went in for my presentation, sweating bullets, scared as all get out, like just really, really scared. And I nailed it.
Yes.
And like typically when they ask questions or they have the questions and you read your answers, they'll ask you more questions. So I was really nervous about like what are going to be the extra questions. Did I answer these correctly? I did so good that he was like, he didn't have any follow-up questions. He didn't like, he only went over, I think, a few of the not all of the questions, like he only went over a few of them. And he was like, this is good. He apologized for not having enough time before and everything. But I was like really stressed, like feeling like my whole family saw me cross that stage. Instagram had already gotten the graduation pictures. My job had already knew that I graduated and they were going to promote me from being an intern to a full-time staff. This would be embarrassing. Like if I didn't get that degree, all the money that went into it, and then having like my cohort, everybody else pass, and it sending messages in the group chat, I passed, I passed, I passed, I'm done, I'm free at last. And I'm like, I wish I could say the same thing. So
But at least that gave you the opportunity to do it again. Like 2 days. Who's supposed to do that in 2 days? Like, come on now.
Yeah. But honestly, that was kind of on them too, because it wasn't like, oh, we gave you a month to do it or 2 months. It doesn't make sense. You failed. Like it was like, oh, somebody didn't do their part. A professor didn't email me the questions when they were emailing everyone else the questions, and I got swindled. So yeah, also thank God that they were able to give me that chance, and thank God that she wasn't there during the second presentation, because it was just like feeling like really feeling embarrassed, even though it really wasn't on me. It was like a feeling of embarrassment. I have to work on my self confidence.
Hey, what doesn't kill you make you stronger. That situation helped
Yeah,
helped build the confidence that you needed.
word. But that's it for me.
That's it for me too, boo. So you know what we got to do.
Go to scenarios.
Here we go, yo. Here we go, yo. So what's the scenario? In today's dorm story segment, we have a story for you all to listen to in regards to stress. A professor stood before his philosophy class and had some items in front of him. When the class began, he wordlessly picked up a very large and empty mayonnaise jar and proceeded to fill it with golf balls. He then asked the students if the jar was full. They agreed that it was. The professor then picked up a box of pebbles and poured them into the jar. He shook the jar lightly. The pebbles rolled into the open areas between the golf balls. He then asked the students again if the jar was full. They agreed it was. The professor picked up a box of sand and poured it into the jar. Of course, the sand filled up everything else. He asked once more if the jar was full. The students responded with a unanimous yes. The professor then produced 2 beers from under the table and poured the entire contents into the jar, effectively filling the empty space between the sand. The students laughed. Now, said the professor, I want you to recognize that this jar represents your life. The golf balls are the important things: your family, your children, your health, your friends, and your favorite passions. And if everything else was lost and only they remained, your life would still be full. The pebbles are the other things that matter, like your job, your house, and your car. The sand is everything else, the small stuff. If you put the sand into the jar first, he continued, there is no room for the pebbles or the golf balls. The same goes for life. If you spend all your time and energy on the small stuff, you will never have room for the things that are important to you. Pay attention to the things that are critical to your happiness. Spend time with your children, spend time with your parents, visit with grandparents, take your spouse out to dinner. There will always be time to clean the house, fix the disposal, or deal with things from your job. Take care of the golf balls first, the things that really matter. Set your priorities. The rest is just sand. One of the students raised her hand and inquired what the beer represented. The professor smiled and said, I'm glad you asked. The beer just shows you that no matter how full your life may seem, there's always room for a couple of beers with a friend.
That's cute, the ending. I love this because just talking about stress and how we have to balance certain things in our lives. Yeah, we go to work because work pays the bills. It helps us have our lifestyle that we, take care of the lifestyle that we want to live. But having friendships and socializing and doing those creative things that we enjoy, like skating or writing or coloring, enjoying life, it gives us that energy that our soul needs. Life is about balance. And if you ever like take a vacation and go on a family vacation with your friends or and family and enjoy yourself, your life feels like really, really full. But if you just take a week and instead of doing your 9 to 5 or whatever your work hours are, you just feel maybe 16 hours of a day of work, of work, of work. and no love is given, no care is given, no rest like in the fulfillment that is supposed to be is given, you feel like so heavy, so like out of place of who you are possibly, if you're stressed out at work. So having that balance and prioritizing is really important. I think that's cute how he put it, because he's like, oh, this jar has golf balls. Is it full? Yes. Oh, I'm gonna add some rice. Is it full? Yes. I'm gonna add some sand now. Is it full? Yes. Now I'm gonna add some water. Like, you can still add certain things, but if you would have put it backwards, you couldn't. Like, if I had a jar with water in it first, then I try to put a golf ball, it would have just been sitting on the top because it can't go inside.
Mm-hmm.
So that's dope.
Yep, a matter of prioritizing what you put first. It's like the passage said, pay attention to the things that are critical to your happiness. You can work all you want to, but when are you going to take time to enjoy what you work so hard for?
Exactly.
Like you have, of course, you got the house, you got the cars, but
The kids and the dog.
you got it all. But are you making the time to ensure that you are enjoying what you have? Are you just working, coming home, and sleeping? Do you get to enjoy that plush couch, to relax on? Are you enjoying the things that you paid all this money for? Or did you just buy it just so you can have it because you could afford it? It's super important in my life for me to spend time with my family and friends anytime I get an opportunity to do so. I'm so big on going out and having a good time, whether it's just going out for brunch or we going on a week vacation or we just spending the weekend together. Let's have a movie night or let's just have a potluck. Everybody bring a little dish, something, just a reminder of the things that are important and a reminder of the things that you can't take with you when you go. You can't take the house, you can't take the money. So enjoy life while you have it, because what is it? You only live once. Literally, you only live once.
YOLO.
You can't take everything with you, and you have to enjoy the life that you have. And if you aren't happy, you have to find the things that do make you happy, because you're not doing something right if you don't have things in your life that puts a smile on your face. Because you can have all the money in the world and still not be happy. Food for thought.
I also thought about work, and not just a specific job, because it's been several jobs that I worked on. And you also see it on social media too. Go ahead and take your sick days, use them as mental health days. That job will easily replace you in a minute. Take care of your health first. Or I always tend to say, you have to make sure your health is taken care of, because you can lose your life in a second. Stress can kill you. So make sure you're well enough to be able to do well at work. And that's one thing that is easily said than done. It's easy to say that when I am doing well, but when I'm stressed out and I actually need to take those days off to just recoup, make sure that I'm good, then that's when the stress bothers me and like, oh, but if you take off, you're gonna be more behind, or you don't need to do that. You might lose your job because you're taking too many days off. So many things come and pound on your brain, but that's why it's important to have those people in your corner to say, no, that work's still gonna be there. Mm-hmm. Yes, it is gonna be there, but would you rather get it done in this mental state, or would you rather get it done with a fresh mind? Like, use those days, use that time to be around people who are gonna be the fuel to the fire that you need in order to be the best you, so you can give the best work that you can and give the best love that you can, and that you're not negatively impacting people with your energy because you're so stressed out.
I remember at one point I was working for a company where I didn't have bereavement. So I had to use my sick days for the days that I was taking off. And I ended up using all of them. And plus extra days means those extra days that I took, I didn't get paid. I mean, I didn't care, but it's just crazy to me. Like, how do y'all not have that set up? Right. For people to be able to do those things, like not even a day. So I definitely agree. Like, take those days, which is why it's important for me to have enough money saved for when things like that do happen. It's okay. I don't have to get paid that day. I got enough money saved. Okay. I got the funds. It's fine. So, because sometimes you can't rely on those days and they only give you so many. Sometimes you still have to take a day off.
Well, Shout out to the author of this little write-up because it was cute. It's relatable. It's creative. So I really like that.
Hope y'all enjoyed it too.
All right, let's get into our community news, which is our announcement.
Woo woo. It's time for announcements. It's time for announcements. It's time for announcements. It's time for announcements.
It's crazy that when
What?
you first started singing that song back in the day, I laughed at it, but now it's a jingle that's jingling. Like it's
It's jingling, baby.
It's catchy. Go ahead, baby. It's catchy.
Right.
All right, y'all. We are in the month of April. And if you didn't know, now you're finding out that April is National Poetry Month.
Yay.
To celebrate, we have been having What's the Word Wednesdays. We're grateful for those people who have been participating thus far. If you haven't, it's not too late. If you want to go back to the first week, in the second week, go ahead. We are encouraging you to do so. We're posting prompts, writing prompts that will help spark your memory, your pen, your paper to come up with something creative to write, just to get those juices flowing.
Oh, yes. What's the Word Wednesdays? I love What's the Word Wednesdays. It's a creative spark for me too. So
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Per usual, y'all know what we need you to do. Like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel where you can find all things Love Loud via video, whether it's our blogs, whether it's our answers to the question of the month. You can also, if you prefer, listen to Truth Carpet on our YouTube channel. So go ahead, throw some likes in there, comment on our posts, let us know what else you want to see. We are here to aim to please.
I love that. Also, go to our website, www.loveloudwith2ds.com, and check out our blog section. We have several blogs. And speaking of stress today, there are different ways that you can cope with stress, that you can tackle your stress, that you can put your stress to bed. And stress isn't one of those things that stays dead for a long time. So if you read it before, you can read it again and again and share with a friend. Check out our blog section. It's free. Why
right,
not?
It's free. Who don't like free?
Right.
Speaking of free, even though this isn't technically free, it's a discount. The book bundle sale will be back next week, y'all, from Monday the 26th to Friday the 30th. You can get your hands on Love Loud Volume 1 and 2 for $20. That's right, y'all. $10 off. Both books are discounted. Who doesn't love a good sale?
I love a sale, honey.
Right. Y'all know y'all love this book bundles. So, and if you already have one of the books and you buy the book bundle, you can keep one and then gift the other one. Or maybe you don't have either book. Just go ahead and buy both. We don't do this sale often. So in honor of National Poetry Month, the last week of National Poetry Month, we are... we have our poetry books on sale. Get your bundle. Stop playing.
Last but not least, if you like what you hear, if you like what you see, if you like what you're following on Twitter or Instagram, send us a review. We are accepting reviews via DMs, text messages, emails, vocal conversations, however you want to share it. And I would say Monie and I 100% appreciate all the reviews that we're getting, whether we're asking what you think or whether you let us know. It really warms my heart because sometimes I'm like, bro, I'm just typing this away. Nobody really cares about this. But like, for example, one of our friends, DJ, was like, dang, stop reading me. Why y'all posting all these quotes? How y'all reading my life? Like, oh, people, you know, you genuinely appreciate us. Or like when Joe posted on her story the other day that she was listening to our podcast. I'm like, oh, I didn't know she listened. So that really made me feel good that people that we know, people that are strangers to us, are saying kind things or supporting us. And you know, it means so much to just like not listen because we asked you to listen, or not share something because we asked you, but because you really genuinely support us. So that's dope. So keep them coming. We appreciate it. Whether it's a comment, message, whatever. Keep coming. Keep us going. Because sometimes having the business is stressful.
It is.
It's extra work on top of your work that you get a bi-weekly or 15th and the 30th check for,
7th and the 22nd.
Pay my bills kind of for. But this is something that we started because we loved it. But it takes a lot of work to keep this going. But I would say that your support, your love, your positive words, reviews, all of that is the battery in our backs to keep us going. So thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. Love y'all. And this is the end of season 2, episode 6. We did it. We got through it.
We did it. Okay, Dora.
All right. This was a great conversation. I enjoyed.
Conversation really needed. Yeah.
Opening up a little bit, especially about my stressful experience. I don't think I've ever shared that in any manner, written down or out loud, other than people that already know me. So
same. I don't think I ever said that to anybody before either. I don't even know if people knew that I didn't really get a graduate degree in spring and it was really fall. That was the first time I feel like I ever said that out loud and not just in my own head. I know my peers knew it, like my cohort knew it, some of them, but now the masses know it.
The world.
I didn't expect for it to be this way, but it was helpful for me just talking through it. I'm excited to listen to it, play back, and have everyone else listen to it as well. But yeah, this was great. So can we end this how we end some of our conversations with one another?
Oh, yes, we can. Because we connected. I know what you're talking about.
Yes. So thank you for tuning in with us this week. We will be back in your ears in another 2 weeks. And stay Black.
Stay proud.